You are now listening to the most electrified and vilified podcast on the net, Hot Topix Podcast. Let's get this party started.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to my month.
Yay! It's Hannah's month.
And I'm joined with my two co-hosts. I'll start with the pretty lady over
Aww.
here.
She's so nice. It's Lamb Chop.
And the other person. The one here.
You better put some respect on my name.
Respect with a K.
That's right, respect.
Oh my gosh.
Psycho 4081.
Nobody cares.
In the house.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about... What are we talking about?
So today we're going to talk about bringing...
What should you bring to the
bring to
table?
the table? What do you expect the other person to bring to the table?
Okay.
So
In your relationship.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that was I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
So, and that was actually, you always float this on social media,
Okay.
but they always say, you know, well, what do you bring to the table? And I bring this. And then some people will say, well, you shouldn't be asking a woman what she brings to the table. So you have a lot of different, perspectives when it comes to that. And some people just don't know, but is it important to know those expectations up front?
Yes.
Right. So, and we've all been married, right? And we've been
All married.
single. We've been in those different phases. So, did you think about that before you got married?
No.
At your young age?
No.
How about you? No. All right.
No, I just brought myself to the table.
Right. Right. And all my foolishness and nonsense.
So, but a lot of that depends on your cultural background as well. So
And your upbringing.
your
Yeah.
upbringing, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So and it's just these days that they keep saying what you bring to the table.
Yeah,
It never used to be
yeah.
a thing back then.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
agree.
Yeah, even
I
back
agree.
then, women used to be homemakers and stuff. So it's now that we are in the woke days, and then they
Right.
ask you what you bring to the table.
I
right.
agree.
And I think
agree.
I think the reason they do that is because one, you have, you moved away from the traditional things, right? You have, like you said, women were in the home and they did X, Y, and Z.
And that's what was expected of them.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you knew what was expected, and
Right.
they fell into that role. So now in modern days, I don't even want to say modern days, in American society, a lot of them have where the women are in the workplace. The women are the head of the household.
Right.
The women are,
The CEOs
Yes.
and the running the companies.
exactly.
Yes.
So when you bring in that family dynamic, people want to know, what am I getting for my time? What am I getting for my, my resources, whatever. So, and it's because we're living in a time of confusion.
Okay, before we start that, because I'm going to jump on that.
Okay.
But before we jump on that, can I do a little bit of trending news?
Yes.
We lost Angie Stone this weekend.
Yes, we did.
And that was just a horrible accident. And
In Alabama.
is that where it was?
Yeah,
I don't know. When my son told me, I was like, that can't be true. Like,
Yeah.
what?
She was in an accident in Alabama, car accident, on her way to Baltimore
Oh, wow.
to perform at the CIAA.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yep. And Angie Stone, what song comes to mind when you hear, Angie Stone, Felonious? No.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's so many. I wish I didn't miss you anymore.
Okay.
Soul Brother.
Is that the one?
Black Brother, Soul
Yes,
Brother.
yes,
Yeah.
okay,
It's so many, and she's got a lot of producing credits.
No More Rain. Wish I Didn't
Yes,
Miss You.
yes. No More Rain.
Brother,
Did you
More
know-
Than a Woman.
Did you know that she's a pioneer in hip hop also?
I did not.
She was in a group called Sequence.
Oh, I remember that group.
One of the first female hip hop groups
Yeah, I
in hip
remember
hop.
that group.
right?
Yeah,
So, and then she had the relationship with
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. So yeah, she has a very long, extensive career.
Very talented woman.
Yes, very talented.
Yes. Like I said, wrote a lot of songs, produced a lot of songs, and she will definitely be missed.
Yes.
So rest in peace,
Yeah,
Angie Stone.
Well, and while you mentioned that, we have one of the Isley brothers.
Yes. talk about a long career.
Jasper. He was the Jasper part of Isley.
Jasper and Isley. Yes.
So he was 73?
Was he?
He was up there.
I'm sure. They talk about a long career. They started in the 50s.
In the 50s,
and they are still like out here singing, producing, making hits. So they have been around for a long, long time.
He was one of the youngsters of the group.
Right. Right. So yeah. And Gene Hackman.
I'm about to say that. Yeah.
I didn't realize. I started looking up his movies, and his, like, when they did the list, the first movie on there was 1961.
Oh, really?
Yes. So talk about a long career.
Was that the French Connection?
No, that was in the 70s.
That was the 70s?
That was in the 70s.
I think he's most noted for that.
The French Connection. It was such a long list. Bonnie and Clyde is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
The Barricade is also one of my favorite ones.
He was in a movie called Uncommon Valor. Which was a great movie. That's the one that will kind of make you cry too.
Mm-hmm. Was he in Hunt for Red October?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was the commanding officer, and it was one of them that this is another, the Poseidon Adventure.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I remember that movie.
That one will make some people cry.
Yes. I remember that movie. Yeah, he's got a long list of wonderful movies, and definitely somebody else that's
Superman.
Superman. Yep, he was in all the Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. How would you say that? All the Superman movies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because he played
born
Lex
in 1930.
Luthor.
Yep. Oh. And they think it's some kind of foul play now.
Yes, because both him and his wife were found passed away, deceased.
And one of the pets. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
you killed the dog too.
And he said the wife was found almost mummified.
So she had been in there a long time.
Yeah, they think they have been deceased at least 9 days.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
oh my God.
I hope whatever happens, I hope they find out the truth.
Yes. Mississippi Burning.
Yes.
Remember that one?
That was well, he has some really good ones too.
Yeah, he's been in some excellent movies. Yeah, The Quick and the Dead, Enemy of the State. Yeah, you could go on and on.
What's the one, The Unforgiving?
The Unforgiving.
The Unforgiven, with Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman. Did you see that one? The Western.
Oh, I'm not a big Western fan.
He played the sheriff or the marshal.
Okay.
And they're the one who killed Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
And then
I might have to look that one up.
That's it. If you haven't seen that one, that was a really good movie. Yeah, because he played William Bunny. Not him, but the Clint Eastwood played him.
Okay.
And he was the sheriff who was very well known, and then it was a good movie.
I might have to look that one up. So yeah, we're gonna miss him. We're definitely gonna miss him. He was excellent at what he did.
Yeah, there were some other ones that I failed to remember, but there were some other big ones that passed away. Some actress that played in soap operas, and she played in some other big movies. I forgot her name though.
Well, the other one was Michelle Trachtenberg.
That's her.
Yeah. She she's a Nickelodeon kid.
Okay.
That's where she first started.
And then
young,
she
very young, 39, 30 something. She was in her 30s. Yeah. So sorry, Felonious. I know she don't like to do the sad old people dying thing.
But she wasn't that young. She was young to because after 34, it's all downhill then.
So let's get back to Mr. What did you just say? It went out of my head. I was like, I'm gonna jump on that, but it went out of my head. I was talking to you said roles as they should be. Is that what you were saying?
They knew their particular roles. So now we have in American society in particular, we have a lot of confusion. There's no defined roles when you get into a relationship. So you have to say, well, what do you bring to the table? Because obviously the old ways doesn't work. Not saying it doesn't work. It doesn't apply. It's not an automatic thing.
Okay.
Right. So you get married, you're not expected for some that you're going to get a job, or you have to get a job.
Who's not expecting that?
The husband or even the in-laws.
You saying back in the day?
Back in the day.
Oh, okay. No, back in the day, women were raised to not work.
Right.
Well, let me say white women, because black women have always worked outside the home. So they weren't raised to work. You were taught certain things, certain manners, certain particulars, so that you can be a dutiful wife.
Right.
You were groomed to be a dutiful wife.
Right.
You weren't really get a job, or even if they went to college, it was like something that they weren't going to make any money at.
Right.
Liberal arts or English, you weren't really expected to leave college. Matter of fact, college was where you were supposed to find your husband. And then go out, then go to be the wife and dutiful mother.
And then from our Black History thing, right? Black women in particular, they the first college graduate wasn't that long ago,
right?
Right. In long scheme of things, but yeah. So people are asking that question: what do you bring to the table? So that question to you too, is, what do you expect? Now you could say it now because you're married. You can say, well, hey, this is what I expect out of this relationship.
Right.
Where somebody who's going into a relationship, now you say, well, before we get into this.
Yeah, I want A, B, C, and D.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll start with the youngest one of the group for you. When you got married, right, what did you expect? What were your minimum expectations for your spouse?
For my spouse?
Yes.
Like what he's supposed to do?
Yes. So not just what he's supposed to do, what skills, resources, the whole nine. So that includes money too.
First it has to be someone that was able to take care of me because I was just fresh out of university, and of course I didn't have a job. Oh, did I have a job?
So they had to have
stability,
financial stability.
Correct.
That's what they had to bring to the table.
Correct.
Okay.
That was important. And then there's some people that they feel like, okay, when they get married, things will work out. They would their dreams is that the person has dreams and is a go-getter and stuff, and then things will work out. But for other people, so basically for
you, he had to be a go-getter.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, yes, it was someone that I knew that wasn't lazy. Had to be someone that had a good job and that could take care of me because I wasn't working, and being not someone that was lazy, that was ready to go places that I could see had potential.
Number one thing would be provider.
Yes.
He had to be, when you said you bring it to the table, he had to be a good provider.
I just feel like that was just a risk because nobody really knows. Right. You don't really know. You can't really say that, okay, this person is good. This is how it's good. What if after the marriage, he can't get a job, blah, blah, blah. He loses his job and all of that.
But did he have when you did he have a history of that? Like you can look at somebody's history and say, well, this person, I've known him for whatever years.
We're married young, so no.
But he had jobs.
He had a job.
One job that you knew
he had been, yes.
Okay.
He had been since I met him. Yeah. So I wouldn't. So basically, it's not about. So it's a risk, like I said. You don't know. You can't say, oh, because of this person has a job now, or he looks like this and such. I'm gonna marry him. Eventually, when you get married, things change.
They do. Yeah.
Things change. So that's why you see your real selves. You see your real color. Everybody brings their real and true color to the table. So saying whatever is just to hope and pray. Like, okay, I hope it goes well. Everything goes well. We'll struggle. Having a supportive partner is what matters.
Yeah.
Like support me through thin and thick.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what matters. Like even if when the house comes crumbling down and all of that, that person is ready to stand by you. That's what was important to me. It's not about what you bring to the table. It's just that support.
Those are
being a supportive person is the most important for me.
At your age, when you first got married, that plays a huge part in it because I think
I was very young.
A lot of people don't look at that, younger or old, but mostly, younger persons. They don't know that, a little bit further on down the line, what's most important. But you know it now because you said, well, you have to be thick and thin. You got to be supportive. And a lot of people, when they go in, they look at what's going on now.
Right.
Right. All right. So
correct.
You have that. Now, for you, Lamb Chop, did you think about?
I did not think about it at all. Like she was saying, we were very young. Like she said, you wanted somebody that worked and was going to be supportive. I know that I wanted him to be a good father because we had kids before we got married.
Okay.
So, I know that I wanted him to be a good father. But, also in retrospect, I didn't even know what that was.
Right.
to keep it 100, I
Right.
really didn't even know what that was because my dad wasn't around a lot.
Okay.
So, I mean, we had examples in the family of what I thought I wanted the man of my husband to look like.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't know what you expect, and you don't know what brings to the table. And I think that wasn't until I was much older that I realized that I think I need this,
Right.
this, and this, and those are those things that I should have asked for and given them an opportunity to say whether or not they could provide those things,
right.
or
show,
right, or show. Yeah.
So real quick, you mentioned the father part. Now, Felonious, did that factor in when you got together? You say, well, I want him to be able to have the tools to be a good father, or that's something that you didn't really think about?
So part of why I got married to him was because the difference in my family, because he was family oriented.
Okay.
Like his own family, his mom, his dad, they were together. Like they had love. You could see in their family and all of that. I didn't grow up with both my parents. My dad, not because my dad lived in another country and my mom. So I grew up seeing my mom do most of the stuff for us. So yes. So I'm like, okay, based on the fact that I feel like because his family, they're together and all of that, so it'll be a good opportunity for me to have kids and family that can stay together, understand.
And that was a
family,
factor.
Yes.
Okay.
Family values, like someone that could emulate something good, like this. Because for me, what I emulated was I didn't want to get married. I wanted to have 2 kids and be the woman of the house and take charge and everything. But my mom was like, nope. Never. That's not my. You think it's a good thing? That I'm like, yeah, it's a good thing. I see you all the time. You do all of it. It's like, no, that's not a good.
I'm doing it because I have to do it.
Yeah, so it's not a good thing. It's not. I don't pray for this for you. I'm like, no shit. I like this. I like this life. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. No one is going to tell me what. So that was how I felt growing up.
Right.
So yeah. So I think family and upbringing also matters in.
So that was
stuff like this.
So back to Lamb Chop. You said you wanted him to be a good father. That was something that he had to bring to the table. How did you know that he had those tools?
Yeah, you didn't.
You didn't.
You didn't.
But this is something that you learned after the fact.
Right.
You said,
right.
Okay.
You didn't. Like she said, it's a chance. You're taking a chance,
gamble.
and you're just assuming that that's what's going to happen. I mean, you see how people operate around their own family, and you see how their family are, and you kind of expect that those are the traits that they would have too. That doesn't always work. Doesn't always work out, but you just assume it.
Do you feel that more of your motivation, the largest percentage of it, was the personal feeling? Like, I love him, and nothing else matters.
Right, and we're gonna be fine. We'll struggle, but we'll be fine. All family struggle. All we'll manage it. We'll make it work.
Okay.
And like she said, that's a new thing. Bringing to the table is a new thing. You didn't think about any of that.
But these days, even what it means these days is not what you think it means. It means what are you going to offer? Mostly the financial aspects.
Yes.
Like what are you? Yes, that's what it means these days. It doesn't really mean
for women, not for guys. Because
guys,
most guys are not going to say, well,
guys say that too.
Most guys don't. Most guys don't automatically expect that you're going to make the same amount that I'm going to make, and you're going to provide whatever.
And most guys don't want you to either.
That's
they want to be the breadwinner.
But no guys these days.
No, most guys do. If you talk to most guys, and I wish we had some, maybe later another episode we'll bring the guys on and the women to see what they're saying. But I think a lot of them, the ones I know, they want to be the breadwinner. They want to take that traditional thing, and some of them will say,
no, they still want a woman
50-50.
that still goes to work and still bring money to the table.
Yeah. But it's not like we expect you to make more.
Right.
Yeah, not about making more, but making back then it was okay if you didn't have a job. It was okay if But these days it's not okay if the woman doesn't have a job. A lot of times,
part of that might be the economy.
Not necessarily. A lot of times it's not okay. So, like for me, what you say, what you bring to the table. So, I feel it's more than just the physical. It's I'm there for you emotionally. I'm there for you. Like it doesn't have to be. You need somebody.
A reset for you and for you. Going into a relationship right now at your age, right now, We'll start with you.
Oh, it's so different now.
It
is so different now.
And you say, what do you bring to the table?
At 61, it is so different now.
And these are the minimum things that you would say, hey, you need to come with this before we even get to step one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you can't be living with your mama. Because at 61, why are you?
All right.
And I feel like they got to match me. Like, you don't have a car? Oh, no,
okay.
we ain't good. No, no. And it don't have to be the best of all of these things. But
so that goes under independence, I think.
Yeah,
right?
you have to have, no, I don't want to be providing these things for a man in my life at this age.
Okay.
Unless it's my husband, because that's what we've done all of this time. But if I'm out here dating and I got to pick you up or you taking an Uber, yeah, no.
All right, so what if he says, well, having a car is more of a burden, so it's easier for me to get around, especially, like if I work downtown. Car thing,
okay, I got that.
Or I live in a
don't expect me to pick you up.
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Don't expect me to pick you up, and don't expect to drive my car.
Okay,
that's where I am with it at this stage of my life.
Because we know what we call men that drive the women's cars, right?
You know, she knows. Scrub.
Hey, they got a song about it.
Yeah, at this age of my life, you should have all of these things.
Okay.
There's no reason. You gotta have your own place. I have my own place. You gotta have your own car. I have my own car. You have to have some form of financial stability.
Correct.
And I'm not that girl. I'm not gonna be in your pocket, but you're not gonna be in mine either.
Okay. So you don't expect a man to have to come out his pocket for you because you got your own. You're independent.
Right.
Okay.
If you want
to,
to, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
If you want to, and I'll do the same for you.
But you're not about to start having like a thoughts on or
exactly. I'm not going to have another child. I'm not taking care of you. I'm not having another child at this stage. I don't even want to live with nobody else.
Okay.
Like we'll meet up somewhere.
So that's the independence part. Now, what about the emotional, psychological part?
Okay, so. Again, I'm not high maintenance, but I'm not low maintenance either. So I definitely expect some type of sharing of your feelings. Okay. I expect that we do things. And I don't mean like sitting at home every weekend and watching TV. Right. Like I expect that we move and do things together.
When you say low maintenance versus high maintenance, what do you mean?
Well, exactly? some women are extremely high maintenance. I need you to take me here every weekend. Okay. I need you to buy me these things every weekend. I expect that we have this many trips a year.
Okay. And low maintenance will be.
I don't care about none of that.
And low maintenance will be what?
I don't care about any of that. I don't expect you to do any of those things. It would be nice that you did. My love language is acts of service. If you take my car and get an oil change without me having to ask you to do that, I'm just like, oh my God, he changed my oil. Little stuff like that. Okay. Like I don't expect that you have to do all of these things for me.
You don't have to be Superman.
Yes, but I would like for you to do all of these things for me. If you just come home and say, listen, I ran past that favorite place that you like to eat and I got you these things. I got you something to eat. Oh my God, that is just wonderful. Okay. That would be a big deal to me. So I don't really have to have all of those fabulous things that all of these girls. I was in a store one day and I heard these two girls talking. They were young in their 20s, and she was like, "Girl, he gotta have a pension and a paycheck, and if he don't have them things, then I don't want to talk to him." But I'm looking at them thinking, "Do you have a pension and a paycheck?"
That's true.
All right. So with that said, I'm glad you mentioned that. Healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare is important.
So they have to have healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare is important. But if I'm dating you, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
If we're dating, I don't. You need to take care of yourself.
Okay, but
if we're married, then I may need your health care. Okay. So those are some of the things that I expect. But that's different because I'm 100. I need to go to the doctor. When you in your 20s, you don't care if he got Blue Cross or not. Right. But now I'm just looking like, how much is that deductible a year? Okay. So those are some of the things that are important.
So he doesn't have to have a whole bunch of money.
No, he don't have to have a whole bunch of money. He got to have as much as I do. Okay. And I ain't got a bunch.
Retirement?
So, yeah.
Pension?
Okay. If he wants. Okay. But I got a little bit of retirement. I don't get no pension. I don't have pensions. I've worked in health care and services all my life, so I wasn't smart enough to have a pension.
So
but
you would
I got
get
a little
Social
bit of
Security.
retirement. I would get Social Security and a little bit of money that I saved. But yeah, I mean, I'm not asking him to be walking, being Mr. Richie Rich, but if you feel like you want to do these things for me, that's fine. And if I feel like I want to do those things for you, that's fine too. But I do expect some honesty, some emotional connection.
Okay. One of you mentioned
and a good
feelings.
time occasionally. Yeah.
One of you mentioned feelings or emotions.
Yeah, you do have to have some feelings for that person. Why
I meant
date somebody if you don't?
No, I meant like as far as what's the term called? Emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that means they have to be in touch with how they feel and their feelings and be able to articulate it, which is hard, which is different.
It is, yes, because you can be in touch and you can know that your feelings were hurt, but if you can't say your feelings were hurt, then here we go.
But I think that's a different thing for a man because we communicate differently.
Yes.
And I think that's what a lot of times people have problems with, because I think women want us to communicate in their language, in their
I just want you to communicate. I just want you to communicate. It don't necessarily have to be in my language because I know that how complicated women can be sometimes.
But all right, for example, if somebody wants to say I love you, right? And a woman might say, well, I'm going to hear that. I want to, whatever. But a man might say, I'm going to take your car to get your oil changed. That's my
that's your
saying,
love language,
yes.
right?
So
and I would be okay with that.
Okay,
I would be okay with that.
So in a way, you both have to meet in the middle to say this is how we communicate and get that understanding.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
did you have any? Was that it for your?
That's about it. Like I said, I'm not hard to please. I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Okay.
So Psycho, here we go.
We gotta get her first.
No, we talked to her.
Yeah,
no, but we talking about at this age.
At this age,
at your
okay.
age,
At
your
this
age.
age.
No, I didn't start from the beginning, but we're talking for you on your at this age. What are you when you go into a brand new? You hit the reset button. Brand new. What are the things that you expect, if any?
Let's do the same thing I expected before. I'm
The
always adamant.
provider. So provider.
Definitely.
Okay, and that's it.
No.
Well, that's you said before. You said a provider.
Yeah. Still always a provider. But then now I'm done with marriages.
but
So yeah, it would be like a boyfriend, whatever. So yeah.
But even still,
boyfriend.
even boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, whatever. But what are the things that somebody would have to bring to the table
to be with you?
To be with you.
Act of service, like you said.
Acts of service. Okay.
Gifts.
Yes.
Hey, if that's what you want, say that's what you want. I ain't
Already
mad
knew
at
that
you.
I was like, acts of service. Oh yeah, that's gifts.
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Gifts is number one.
No.
Let me tell you this. Most people who have acts of, their love language show it by doing it, right?
Yeah.
So if my acts of service, it was my love language, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Automatically.
Right.
That's what we do.
Don't I do act of service?
No, but I'm saying you're I said you're number one.
No, that's not my number.
Your number
you
one
don't
is
know
gifts.
me. You don't know me.
Your number one is gifts by far.
No.
And giving gifts makes you happy as well. So that is your number one by far.
That's not a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but when you say your
I said
love
act
language,
of, act of service.
when you say love language, you
because
can have all
because
five.
of what you said, because of how you said. I also want someone to be thoughtful and bring me stuff, and just be like, oh, I brought this for you, or I did this for you.
But no,
Right.
you can have all five.
Yeah.
But when you say acts of service, when you say your love language, there's one that's most dominant.
So why you the one telling me which is most dominant?
I already know. That one was the easy one. Of all of them, that is the easiest to pick out.
That's too funny.
Easy.
That's a lie. Whatever. But So I want definitely like a caring man. Definitely.
Have to be
Definitely important.
caring. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the most important. Cause I'm a baby, so I want somebody to take care of me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm the only girl, so I have brothers that take care of me all the time. So, I'm used to
taken care of. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
And
I think it's generational too, because our generation was like, you go out there and you get, because it was hard for women to do those things. So you go out there and you get those things for yourself, because it's not a given. Like for generations,
it
was a given.
Definitely not a given now.
You know, it was a given. You just went out and you got a job. But for previous generations, we weren't even allowed to rent apartments.
I know.
If your husband or get a credit card. So for us to have that type of independence is really important.
Yeah.
Fight you,
So for you, Psycho.
All right. So for me, and I never really thought about this before.
Before you got married.
Before I got married.
Okay.
I only learned this after somebody, kind of said, well, what do you bring to the table? All these different things in these conversations. But one of the things that I really need her to bring to the table, you have to have some type of skill set or resource, right?
Example.
So for example, and it doesn't have to be all of them, but you have to be either, know how to be a good mother, right? You have to be a good nurturer. You have to be my peace. Right, so that all goes together. That's a big one, right? Yeah, you have to be if you have something. When I say a skill set, if you can cook, that's a skill set. If you don't know how to cook, that's not a deal breaker,
right?
So it's like you have a choice of these things. So if you don't know how to cook, I can cook. That's not a big deal. We can learn. You have to be open.
When was the last time you cooked?
It's been a while.
Well, I mean, he's single. I'm not sure I would cook for one person all the time either. So,
but if you know how to, let's say, know how to keep house, you know how to organize things. You have to be somebody who can compliment me, not give me compliments.
Compliment you.
Right.
I know. Give you a good example. This is a great example. We all go to a restaurant, right? You order steak. I order steak. I say I want mine medium rare, right? You want yours, whatever. It comes out. I get mine well done, right? So me being my personality, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm gonna eat that steak well done, or I might not eat it at all.
Right.
So you have to have that compliment where you say, "Hey, he didn't order this."
So you want someone to speak for you,
not so much to speak for me, but I'm just giving that little example that to say, well, in a diplomatic way, she might want to say, hey, excuse me, but not get really indignant about it. I don't like that.
Right.
But you might want to say, well, oh, he ordered the Coke. Can you mind doing such and such? But I might sit there and just sip on the damn Coke. No, I don't drink soda. So that's a compliment.
Right.
So I might want to do the neighbor might ask me to do something, and I'm like, God, I don't want to do that. Right. And I'm thinking, but the wife might come up, the girl might have that personality and say, well, you know what? Nah, my husband really doesn't feel like he basically give me that support. That's a support thing that says, I can rely on her to say, whatever. Yeah, So that's important.
So you're looking for like the bad.
She's gonna be your fixer.
Exactly.
Fixer.
She's gonna be your fixer.
So that's a skill set to me. Like I don't like negotiating.
Looking for someone to do your dirty job. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. But I'm not a negotiator. When it comes, like we might go into a car. Now, a car's a little bit different. I might negotiate that, but we might go into a store or a marketplace and whatever. And if you go to the Caribbean, they have marketplace and everything's negotiable. You can even in Mexico you can yeah. So I might go in there and they say, oh, that thing's $40. I'm not going back and forth, whatever. I'm not going to.
You be like, here's $40.
Yeah. Or I might say, nah, I'm whatever. But if you can come in and be like, we'll give you 20 for it, or we'll give you such and such, and go at it, that's a skill set,
right?
Because now I can use you for
I don't like the word use though.
Well, you're okay. If I don't, I can not use. You're useful to me.
Well, you still use the word use.
It's useful.
You're helpful to me.
Helpful, yeah. Okay, helpful.
Because everything he's mentioned so far has been like a user.
It is, but it is.
So you're a user.
It's not user. It's what you bring to the table is what another person can
use.
It's
what I don't have. Is that what you're saying?
Not so much I don't have. How you can help me out. If you're
selfish.
No. I'm going to bring something to the table. You're going to bring something to the table. I'm not saying you have to help me out financially, or whatever. I'm just saying these are the things that would make us
a better team.
So let's say, for example, we're at the gas station, yeah?
Yes.
And the usual, you're talking to the whole world at the gas station. I'm like, hey, let's go. Get in.
Yes.
It's time.
Yes.
Okay, so
something like
that's
that.
That's a good example.
Yes.
Because somebody.
Because you lose track of time talking to the wall, like 2 hours and stuff. So you need someone to keep you in check. Like, hey,
Yes.
it's time to go.
Yes. That's exactly it. So that does matter, and that's something that I can appreciate.
That is too funny.
Oh, let me. We have to take a break for a commercial.
Okay.
So, and basically, you know, for when I say come to the table, I need you to be my helpmate.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Perfect example. My helpmate.
Okay.
I don't need you to. I'm not asking you to fix nothing around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking you to do anything. If when you come together, if you want to be, we call it, when you say a helpmate or a compliment to what I have.
Okay.
If I can't cook, I would like you to cook.
Okay.
You know, if I'm not good at such and such, I would like you to be good at such and such.
Gotcha.
You know? And basically help me grow as a person, or as a team.
Yeah.
'Cause we are a team.
And I'd like to be able to learn some things
Yeah,
from the person that you're with. Financially, does that matter?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If you making minimum wage, which actually ain't bad these days.
I think it's
$15,000.
15.50.
Yeah, but again, if you're gonna come in minimum wage, or it doesn't even matter what
Right.
don't be a drain.
Right.
So if you're making money and we're working together,
then
even
you
if you're
have
not
to
making,
keep us on the budget.
exactly.
And you have to, yeah.
Don't go out there buying these $800 Coach bags.
That's not Coach.
That is not Coach.
Gucci, Fendi.
No,
whatever,
stop. Just
whatever's on
stop.
there. So you have to not be a burden
Gotcha.
to us.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Right.
wow. So you see me as a burden now?
No, I'm just saying.
Because you're talking about my bag.
No, I make money, you make money, she makes money. So it's not. I'm just saying.
But why are you referring to my bag though?
Because you have a nice little bag that look like it's cost a pretty penny.
Why?
In his name brand.
Why?
It's a label.
Where? Did you just say Coach or something now? You don't even know.
Well, whatever it is.
You don't even know.
So the point is that you have to be a compliment.
Right.
Right. And you have to find that compliment. And if you can't, then it's not going to work out. So.
Thanks.
But yeah, I think that's important these days, that people know what somebody else brings to the table, and it don't have to be financial. Women always look at the financial part. Mm-hmm. Guys look at, some guys was like, well, I want you to pay half the bills.
Right.
Right. And some guys be like, nah, I'll pay all the bills. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
I will pay all the bills, but you have to compliment me. So if I'm paying all the bills, that means, we can't eat out every day.
Right.
I need you to, make dinner.
You can't charge things on a credit card.
Bingo.
You can't. Yeah.
That's as easy as it gets.
Yeah.
But we'll bring some more people in and see what they say. I know
that sounds good.
how things work out, and I'm curious to see what most people expect when they say, well, what do you bring to the table? Right.
And do they know? Because at 25, I did not know.
Oh, I didn't know either.
I did not know when I got married at 25.
I was like, she got...
Didn't have a clue. Okay. So, we're going to wrap up now, and then we'll finish.
Yeah, well, all right, you guys, come on, check us out for part 2 of what you bring to the table. Mm-hmm. We want to hear some feedback on what you bring.
Thank you, family, for listening to the latest episode of Hot Topics. As usual, listen, like, share, subscribe. Ta.